Hello everyone, welcome to Daily Grace with Pastor James. Thank you for joining me in this episode. Today we just want to talk about the word failure. I want to tell you that failure is never final. Failure is something that when most of us hear, we are so gripped with that fear that we even rather want to die than to face failure. But failure is never final. Failure is actually meant to be your friend. The Bible tells us this in Galatians 6, verse 9. The NIV version says, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest." Listen to this. If we do not give up. If we do not give up. And that is where the challenge is. Most of us give up so soon. If only you know that you are just an inch away from your breakthrough, you will put in every single breath in you to make sure you pass the crossing line. The legend Michael Jordan says this. It says, "I can accept failure. Everyone fails at some point, but I can't accept not trying." Majority of us have fantastic dreams, but it only ends with us. We don't try at all because we are afraid to fail. We are afraid to fail. Thomas Edison says this. He said, "Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up." How close they were to success when they gave up. You are never a failure in life until you quit. And guess what? We quit so soon. We quit so soon. You can't determine the greatness of a person by looking at the person's talent. You can't determine the greatness of a person by looking at the wealth of a person, because it might have been an inherited wealth. You cannot determine the greatness of a person by looking at the education, the qualification. Because if you look at even in your office, sometimes you see people who are far above you in grade, in rank, your boss's boss. And when you dig deep, you discover that you have more qualification than them. You are more qualified than them. And then you are wondering, so why are they ahead of you? Because you probably didn't want to take that chance to fail. But they were there head on to take that chance to fail. You only determine the greatness of person by what it takes to discourage them. So what does it take to discourage you? In that beautiful dream that the Lord has given to you, what does it take to discourage you to forge ahead in that dream? A friend? A family member telling you that, I don't think that that's a good idea. And then you drop the ball. Who told you it's not a good idea? God has implanted the dream in your life, not their life. You know what you have gone through to pick up that dream. Why should somebody else tell you that it's not a good idea? Because they don't have the facts. Because they don't have what you have in you that gave you that dream. Or sometimes it might even be a church member if you're a leader. And then you have this wonderful dream that you've shared with them. But because of one reason or the other, they don't want to jump into the boat with you. And you just say, "Oh, okay, let's leave it." And then you just leave your God-given dreams. Remember what we've just read in Galatians 6:9. let us not become weary in doing good things. Don't become weary in pursuing your dream. So long as you're doing the right thing, you just keep on doing it. It says, for at the proper time, and that is where the challenge is. Most of us don't know the proper time. In fact, the only person that knows the proper time is God Himself. He said, for at the proper time, we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Most people wake up Monday morning with a desire to quit. Most people wake up Monday morning with a desire to quit. If that's you, you are certainly not alone. I mean, it's a syndrome that has affected me for years, especially when we just started the ministry. Every single Monday morning, I just feel like quitting, because the challenge was too much. But thank God I did not quit. Because when you are in that situation, when you are in that position, God Himself is telling you, just keep on doing the thing that you're doing. Keep on doing the thing that you're doing. So long as it's the right step that you're taking, you just keep on doing it. It's a drop of water, and at some point it is going to make an ocean. God works in your life according to your faith. And when you keep pressing on, that simply means that you have faith in what you're doing. That simply means that you have faith in God, that God is going to show up for you at some point. God honors our faith. The Bible tells us in Hebrew 11 verse 6, it says, without faith, it is impossible to please God. And how do you want God's help when you are not pleasing Him? Romans 14 verse 23b says, for whatever is not from faith is sin. Wow. So even if you are not walking by faith, you are sinning. Jesus Himself, when He was about to heal a man, in Matthew 9 verse 29, then He touched their eyes, saying, according to your faith, let it be done to you. So according to your faith is what God works with. So many people in the Bible, you will see that God actually honored their faith. So many people in the Bible and so many healings that took place in the Bible, it is through their faith. Your faith is what God works with. Your faith is the seed that you are planting, and that is the one that will germinate. And so I want to appeal to you that you need to ask every day when you wake up, God, what can I do today that requires faith? What can I do today that requires faith? And then you spend your day listening for that voice and obeying God's answer when you hear the voice. Obey Him when you hear the voice. Because listen, there are so many things that are out of your control. But the ones that are within your control, those are the ones that you should focus on. Those that are outside your control, it is God that determines that. For instance, you cannot determine the family that you come from. You cannot determine when you're going to be given birth to. You cannot determine your race. You cannot determine your nationality. Of course, I know that these days we can go and apply for citizenship and that. But then, those things that are outside your control, just let God walk with you. Please never give up. Take the risk in faith, calculated risks. Go after your dreams, your God-given dreams, and God will see you through your dream. Thank you so much for listening to me in this episode. If it has blessed you, please do share it with others so that they can also be blessed. Once again, I'm Pastor James Egodibe, and I pastor RCCG Solid Rock Parish, Derby, 55 Woods Lane, DE 22 3UD. If you are looking for a Bible-believing church, we'd love to see you in our midst. We have wonderful brethren with us. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.